Good morning, guys. It is the following morning. It's a Sunday, 4th of July weekend. Tomorrow's 4th of July, so nothing's going to be open for today and tomorrow. But we are going to try to get as much done as we can today. Hopefully, we have enough to get somewhat of a almost complete long block. The only thing that I am going to omit are sensors because I'm going to probably want to get them new. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go for new ignition coils. Doesn't make sense to install a brand new long block and skimp out on some of those things because I don't want to have to try and figure out what is going wrong. If something does go wrong, at least I know that everything's pretty much brand new. And get as much of a longevity as I can out of this car. All the components for the timing belt should be on today. Yeah, so maybe fit this all in one video, and then hopefully the next video is going to be me mounting this long block to the car. And from there, we're gonna have to just worry about the fuel and the ECU. And I can get her started. So hopefully I can get a starter tune just so that I can at least mount the ECU myself, give her a startup, maybe do a break-in drive, maybe for about 500 miles, and then get it to a proper tuner. I'm not going to tighten this one because this one I'm going to need to pull out later to get some to get slack so that I can route the belt. Won't be able to continue this until I get the parts that I'm gonna need to be able to finish this off. So bear with me. I was going to cover, pardon the pun, that cover install onto the short block, but I decided since there really isn't much room to wait until I get it on the cherry picker when I install the flywheel and clutch,
do that then. So yeah, so need to grab the cam sprocket on the exhaust side, the oil lines. I'm not using the stock because I have braided lines that leads to the turbo. I'm not sure if I should install the turbo setup and the exhaust manifold before I drop it in, or I don't know. I got to look at the video when I took the motor out of the car to see how I did it. If I pulled it out with the turbo setup and the headers, I'm probably gonna most likely install it and drop it in that way, just so that I can make it easier for myself instead of having to get underneath the car or maneuver my way in to be able to install the rest of those parts. So the only thing that I really need at this point is the ECU and the fuel, among other things, the little knickknacks, the sensors, and you know, and the coil packs. I decided to just go new with everything, since it doesn't really make sense for me not to go new, to try and extend the longevity of this car. I think I said that already. I'm probably repeating myself at this point. But anyway, all right, guys. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. Hopefully you guys can catch me in the next installation or installment. And it's going to hopefully be covering the drop-in of this long block into the engine bay of the STI. That'll be the home stretch, and I'll be pretty happy at that point. Of course, I'll be happier if I get the car started and driving, but you know, progress. We're making progress. Hey guys, it's July 4th, the day after my last video covering this build. I just wanted to cover something real quickly. The Woodruff key. So I picked up a Woodruff key for the 2006 STI, of course, but I had forgotten that the crank that's in this motor is from a 2017 plus STI. So when I got the Woodruff key and I tried to put it on the recessed area on the shaft, it wasn't fitting. The key was actually a lot wider, and I couldn't seat it properly. So I called a buddy of mine, Tom, Speed Freak 94. You might want to check out his channel and his Instagram. He has the nicest. I mean, I'm not exaggerating it. The Super that I've seen to date, it rivals most of the other Supers that I know. Just so clean, built well. Just something about that Super is just extremely desirable. But anyway, just wanted to note that he gave him a call. Basically had him confirm that the key that I did pick up for the 2006 STI is actually okay to put on the crankshaft for what I have. And basically he just said is you just got to just let it sit properly enough to a point where once it's uniform and even, just hammer it down. That was very nerve-wracking. I did do just that. So I got it down enough to a point where I was able to kind of seat the sprocket on the channel enough to a point where, as I drove it in, it was seating this key even more. So I just wanted to cover that, just for the folks that are starting new and really had no idea what they were getting into as far as the Woodruff key is concerned. But anyway, so I still got more stuff to do on this build. Of course, I'm still waiting on parts, and I'll continue it on another video as far as the continuation of this build.